Hey y'all, how you doing? Hey. All right, perfect. Good morning. Hi, boo. All right, let's get TikTok up. Murphy retrograde, so things are a little bit slower. But hey, how y'all doing on this good Tuesday? Today's already the 3rd. Ain't that something? Days are just flying by. Hey. All right, let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afrozy. And today I'm reading for the Beautiful Handsome Collective. Hello, 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 Collective. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is truly appreciated. You are truly appreciated. Thank you so much for all of the support, whether it's through word of mouth, just being here, your commentary, the shares, the likes, all those other things. Thank you so much. Thank you for the tips, the donations. Thank you. So Wisdom Beyond Wounds was created by me to help and assist the collective with your healing. Okay. So if you are an individual that is ready to take, we'll say, healing to the next level, learning more about your shadows and not how to run away from it, but more so to embrace your shadows and then also change the shadows that you don't like within yourself. So this book was created for that. And then also I have the Facebook group called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. If you would like to join us, the group is on Facebook. Okay. All right. So channel message here is success of failure. Success of failure. So I try to find as much information as I could surrounding why an actual person would actually have a physical meltdown or emotional breakdown when another person is successful. Like I understand it, but I think it's much deeper than what maybe we can see. So this is what took me a little bit longer for me to get on today, because I was trying to figure out like the mechanics surrounding why a specific person or group of people would actually be upset. Like I understand, but I want to understand the deeper layers surrounding that first initial understanding, if that makes sense. But channel message here is success of failure. So they're having a breakdown over your success. Success is going to look different for everybody. Success can be, you're graduating or you moved into a new place, you got a new car, maybe you upgraded, maybe you swapped cars, whatever. However, maybe you started working out more. Maybe you started to pour more time into you. Maybe you started to finally invest into a journal, things that make you feel successful. Because again, everybody's success is going to be slightly different. But whatever success or successors that you have, because I strongly feel you guys are, for the ones that are doing the work, of course, the more you're doing your work, the more you're going to see the success starting to actually come in. So, and it's going to be hard to a point where you won't be able to hide your success. Again, success can look very different for everybody, but I'm speaking about more so the internal success of things, meaning that you're emotionally regulated. You take accountability for yourself, for the situations or environments that you may be in at the time. You know what I mean? Like you're taking all of the great steps into wanting something better for yourself. But someone or a group of people here are really, 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 I'll say it, like repulsed by your success because you were not supposed to be the one that was successful. And the reason why they think or thought that you should not be successful is, it's evident they couldn't do it. That's number one. And number two, they never always thought of you as number one. Now, you may have been an individual that may have thought of them as number one, but they weren't able to see you as how you were seeing them. So you were able to, and also accepted the flaws that they could not accept. And it questioned them. It questioned the validity of the things that maybe they have expressed or also experienced. Is the things that they experienced true? And the reason being I say that is because when you came around and when you were around them, you made it true. More so made it true in regards to just being you. Because of course, the truth, the most truthful thing that you can give to yourself is you, from a truthful standpoint, if that makes sense. They're seeing everything that they have pushed onto you has completely failed, which is the reason why I named the title as such, Success of Failure, because they thought that they would have been very successful if they saw you fail. But every, will say, failed attempt that they kept giving to you, you kept making it, or you keep turning it into a success something, a success outcome, success story, successful opportunities. Like the failures that they gave to you, that they threw at you, that they thought was supposed to stop you, you transmuted it or you shifted into something greater. And I think that's the part that's really making them have the breakdown or the mental breakdown, because they saw with their own two eyes that they were the one that were supposed to be responsible for your downfall or for your demise, or you not able to kind of like pick yourself up. And they thought they had it in the bag, because yet again, they're playing with the mental games here, but the mental games are very silent. And they thought that if they silently do this, that they can always stay on top of the whole situation, the game, charades, however way you want to look at it. So they were actually having success. They saw success when you failed, but they could not, or they had to make sure that you never saw the failure in their success. Did I say that right? They didn't see the failure in their success, or the success of their failure. Let me write that down. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna do my homework with that. 1 second. I'm gonna write down so I don't forget. All right, so yes, I was saying, so they're having a breakdown over your success, because the success they had for you was failure, and because you didn't fail, you actually succeeded. So hopefully that makes sense. So failure is not always accidental. In the hands of someone who specifically survives on control, failure becomes a tool, a weapon, or an actual stage. So chaos is often considerable, or is, we'll say, compared to as choreography, if that makes sense. So what looks like incompetence is often calculation. Some people do not need to win fairly. They only need you to lose. Let me repeat that. Some people do not need to win fairly. They only need you to lose. So that is where the strategy begins, in regards to them thinking that, again, they're stronger than you, thinking again that they're much more intelligent than you, that they're much more wiser than you. But again, in the recognition of the patterns that they keep exhibiting on a consistent daily, or consistency with things, is how you're able to see what they're doing before they actually do it. So failure is not always accidental. Hold on. Success of failure is not contradiction. It is an actual strategy, and we're going to break it down. So the first thing here is they engineer your failure so they can feel successful. Okay. So a narcissist does not compete on merit. They compete on control. If they cannot outgrow you, they outmaneuver you. They provoke, distract, withhold, misinform, destabilize, and then observe. They provoke you first. This is the step by step. They provoke you first. Yeah, you'll never be. Yeah. They're distracting you as they're provoking you. Then they're withholding things as they're both distracting you and provoking you. So they need multiple things going on at the same time. They can't just provoke you and just leave it as is. No. While they're provoking you, they're going to go to the next level. The next level here is distraction. So as you're already provoked by their foolishness, now they're trying to distract you from the thing that they provoke you with, if that makes sense. So once they're successful, they're going to level 3. Level 3 in this instance would be withhold. So now they're trying to withhold their time or their energy or their emotions, knowing for a fact that they're the one that actually puts you in a predicament or space within your emotional space or your mental space to make you cry or lash out or whatever the case may be. So while they're withholding, you're still being distracted and still being provoked by the thing that they created for you. Next one is misinformed. So now they're adding all those things together, and now they're trying to put you in a space where they're trying to get you to accept their misinformation in regards to the thing that they have created about you or towards you, and doing it right in front of your face. So basically, it's raining outside, you seeing the rain, you seeing evidence of the rain, but then this person comes along and tell you it's not raining, it's not raining. So they literally just telling you right to your face that they're the things that you're not seeing, the things that you're seeing is not true. So they destabilize and then they observe you. So the chronological events, they provoke you first, they distract you, withhold, misinform you. Now they're going to watch you fall. They want to see everything that they have put into this plan, into this ploy, into this whatever here. They're now wanting to see if it was 100% successful. They'll take a 90% success rate, but they really prefer 100% because the way that they went out there to say a lot of ill or illicit things about you in a very negative way to about you to other people, they had to make sure that stick for a specific reason, because success of failure, if that makes sense. They needed, in order for them to be successful, you had to fail. There was no and, ifs, or buts about it. There was no second chances about it, or there were no second options about it. They had one time and one time alone. This is how they thought and assumed because of how they kept, we'll say, coming towards you in regards to their effects, their actionable effects. So your stumble, because once they destabilize you, and that could be spun in many different ways, but once they destabilize you, they're going to observe. So your stumble becomes their proof. Your exhaustion becomes their trophy. In their mind, your collapse confirms their superiority, even if they manufactured the collapse. Ain't that something? They started with you, they provoking you. They don't want you to know that you are full on, like you're aware that they're doing it, but they're sitting right in front of your face and they're gaslighting you and they're doing all these things again. They provoke you first. You said something or you did something that you had no business doing in that kind of way. So they had to one up you or prove a point or become petty to let you know that they're big dog, if that makes sense, out of the whole scenario. So they start to, again, provoke you first. Little nitpicking at stuff that you probably wouldn't even pay it any mind because, you know, you minding your business. Little poke, little provoke. All right. Now you're getting distracted by the provocation, them provoking you. Now they're withholding information or withholding their emotions. Then they're being misinformed because they're holding back from you. You trying to think about, okay, is this going on? What's going on? Is everything okay? Well, why did, like, you know what I mean? So again, it's layers. And they're adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 layers that all work simultaneously to ensure that you never see them exactly how you need to see them. In their mind, your collapse confirms their superiority, even if they manufactured the collapse. So again, when a person say that they don't know what they're doing, the facts right here prove otherwise, or prove truth, prove to be truth, based on the actions that they took or the intentions that they have. Next one here is they redefine failure to protect their ego. So when they lose, they rewrite. When exposed, they pivot. When outperformed, they minimize. So their failures become misunderstood genius or intelligence or bad timing. So yours becomes a character flaw. Their survival depends on narrative distortion. Okay. So if reality threatens their self-image, reality gets edited. If reality threatens their self-image, reality gets edited. Notice it says edited, not changed. Their reality. So if reality threatens their self-image, how they perceive others, how they perceive the world, and how they want other people to perceive them, their reality, meaning the truth, because reality is truth, gets edited, not changed. Big difference. Big difference. And that should tell you something right there. You can't change the truth. No matter how many times I'll come on here and speak about the truth in so many different ways, you cannot twist it. You can't. You just can't. And they keep trying to be something that they just can't be. That is the truth. That is the truth. People who don't understand the truth, or people who are afraid to accept the truth, no matter what truth it could be. It could be from the most simplistics of truth to the most complex of truths. I don't know. I'm just using it as an example. That makes sense. Their failures become misunderstood genius, misunderstood intelligence. Their failures become misunderstood genius or bad timing. Yours become character flaws. So when they lose, they rewrite. When exposed, they pivot. When outperformed, they minimize. Their failures become misunderstood genius or bad timing, and yours become character flaws. Their survival depends on narrative distortion, meaning editing and flipping things and rearranging things and altering things. That's a distortion, just an alteration of something, of a view of something. Their survival depends on narrative distortion. If reality threatens their self-image, reality gets edited. They can't change reality. They can only edit it. And this is what this person has been doing for so long, because yet again, their success, thank you, their success banked on your failure. If you failed, they are successful. If you don't fail, they're not successful. That's why the failure is a success for them, not for you. Success of failure stems for them. It's not for you. And also, yet again, failure is not always accidental. Sometimes it's intentional. Failure is not always accidental. Sometimes it's intentional. So think about that for a moment. Stop having these people play you in your face. Stop having them recite word solids in your face. Because they speak a bunch of nothing, truly, really and truly. Very nonsensical. And you're like, what? What you say? What did you say? Oh, don't worry about it. And that's how they be, for real. An example of this will be a narcissistic business partner withholds critical information before a major presentation. You walk in unknowingly underprepared, not overprepared, underprepared, or just even prepared, child, okay? The meeting falters. It broke down, was destroyed. Later, they tell others that you folded under pressure. Then then they step forward to salvage, to repair the situation, appearing composed and competent. They engineered the deficit, then branded themselves the remedy. That is a success of failure in a narcissist architecture. Does that make sense? They engineered the deficit. The deficit was you losing, you failing. That is the deficit. But just because you may be landed or given the deficit doesn't mean you have to stay there. That's the point of it all. Things can be shifted. Things can be changed. The lies can be changed, not the truth. The lies can be changed. The truth cannot. So no matter how many stories, no matter how many things that they keep trying to push onto you, down below within yourself is the truth of something. And that truth always shows your success. And people who have success, however success resonates for you, is going to draw people that have always failed. So they're trying to use your same success story and trying to turn it into a failure. This is what they're trying to do. That makes sense. They engineered the deficit. What's the deficit? You losing. They need you to lose to feel and to be successful. This is how they stay on top of you. Ain't that something, child? Ain't that something, child? I'm sorry, I was reading a comment and just like, okay, whatever. They engineered the deficit. They branded themselves the remedy. That is the success of failure in a narcissist architecture. That's the only way they're going to be able to get their ego fed and fed and fed. Do you know the boost of that? When they're able to break down someone that's intelligent or someone that is aware, you are aware, but sometimes you may be in a position where you're not aware because you never experienced that thing before, if that makes sense. So that makes you unaware. If you never experienced something before, you're unaware of it. That's not your fault. You just didn't learn about it. You know, that if that makes sense, like not yet or soon to be. So there's a part where they were able to capitalize off of that unawareness when it came to them connecting with you. This is where they thought. So the probability became even smaller because they had a small window or a small chance of you fully being aware as to what is going on. That small little part that they were hiding from you were the part at the time you weren't aware. And that's okay. But you were aware of other things. And they didn't like the fact that you were. So again, they had a small probability to utilize to ensure that their success of failure was going to be successful, and it was not. One thing I can say about you guys is that your success is going to be a success, not a failure. Why would a person want another person to fail? Success of failure? They felt successful while you failed? Does that even make sense? Does it make sense though? They always claiming they want the best for them, but their actions don't show it. I mean, make it make sense. This is what I be talking about. You have to pick sense out of nonsense. Their strategy was success of failure. That was the only strategy they had for you. And what an elaborate strategy. Like I said and mentioned, the probability is very small for them to make you become aware of what they're trying to hide from you. You were aware of other things around you, but you thought or you never expected the person that was the closest to you to do those silly things towards you. That makes sense? Because normally when you're in a circle of something, or to say a circle of individuals, let's put it this way, in a perfect world, okay? The individuals that you connected to, you would think that you could trust them in a perfect world from this point of view. And then outside of the circle, you know your senses are up. Oh, yeah, no, I can't trust it. You know what I mean? I feel like that was done on purpose. I strongly do. For the narcissist, how they interact. Let's look into the psychological cards. Hey, let's dive deep. Mercury, I think Mercury's in Pisces, I believe. I don't know, but my mental, I love this. This is one of the best retrogrades ever for me. Everything's so cerebral. I love it. All right, let's see. All right. Success or failure is the strategy. The strategy of success or failure. It was like real slow to power up. Very, very, very slow to power up. I don't know what it requires for a windmill to go. I'm assuming wind, or I don't know if it's more so mechanically done, or is it just more like manual? So when the wind blows, the windmill blows, I don't know. So it could be taken many different ways. But figuratively, metaphorically speaking, it was a very slow, tedious process in regards to how they wanted to set this up here. Again, they utilized provoking, distraction, withholding, misinformation, destabilizing, and then observing you. So because the window was so small in regards to how far that they can take this, it was more so calculated as well. It was an intentional calculation as to how they wanted to observe you once everything was done. So they watched you, they studied you, they researched you, they did as much as they can, and then they stacked, layered everything. So going back to provoke, all right, they want to see if they can provoke you. Okay, bang, all right, dang, all right, cool. All right, let me go up the list. Distract. Okay, now you distracted by the provoking that they have done, etc., etc. Withholding, misinforming, destabilize, and then they observe you at the end. And this windmill here is just hidden in plain sight. You know, it's most people wouldn't probably stop to look at this. I don't know. Just hear me out. It's boring. There's nothing here. If that makes sense, it's just an old windmill just blowing. I don't think a lot of people will see it deeper than what it is. They just see it on the surface level of things like, oh, okay, whatever. And I feel like that's how this person came in. They came in, or they more so blended in a way that they would not be detected, or more so people wouldn't be aware as to who they were. It's like slow and steady, easing, like a double dutch rope, right? If you ever play double dutch, jump double dutch, or turn the ropes, and you have your certain speed when you're doing it, but if you're doing it slow, it's like more like a cyclic, or you know what I mean? They were like waiting their turn. They were like jumping in, but at different times, and they'll jump back out, and they'll jump back in, they'll jump back out. Yeah, they know what they was doing. That's why they had to ensure that your failure was a success. When you hear the word success, it's the most amazingest thing, or one of the most amazingest thing that you may have done or encountered. Let's just say, this is just an example. The success of writing up a 4-page paper. Once you're done, you're going to feel so exhilarated. You're going to feel so happy. You're going to feel like a ton of weight is off your shoulder. Like you're going to feel light. Like you're going to feel real good. When you hear the success of something or someone, it makes you feel good. That's how success makes you feel good. It gives you like a big burst of like, did I just do that? Oh, yes, like that. That's what they were looking for. They wanted that success of your failure, though, in order for them to get like that or to feel like that. Why? Because they don't know what it's like to succeed without failing. If that makes sense. All their life, here, this is the truth. All their life, somewhere along the line, they have been failing and failing and failing and failing and failing. Then you come along with your la-di-da self, succeeding in all the things that you have, placed your mind to. You believe in yourself so well, if that makes sense. That you put yourself first and you made sure that you took the time to make your life more successful, however that resonates. They couldn't stand that at all. They couldn't stand it. That's why they were so successful of your failure. Well, let me see what it looks like for the collective to fail. That was calculation. That was intentional calculation is what it was. They knew what they were doing. So they can't say, I didn't know. Yes, they did. I broke it down to the bare bone of the MFA. They have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. You got these type of people, baby, you gotta strip them down to the core, to the bone, to the gristle. Strip it down to the gristle, because you're like, wait, what? Right there. They can't move not of anywhere. Yeah, you gotta strip them down to the gristle. Some people do not need to win fairly. They only need you to lose. Ain't that something? My God. Hey, Stamps. That's a good question. Ivy asked on Instagram, so why don't they just put in their own efforts of positive society development? Because they don't know what it's like to be positive. They don't know what it's like to succeed, which is why they're banking on your success being a failure so you can be just like them. That's your answer. That's your answer. They can't do it. You doing it. If that makes sense? Oh, absolutely, I agree. I can't do it. I can't do it. You never been around someone that said that to you? I can't do this. This is hard. And yeah, I know some things and life can be hard at times. I get it, of course. But when it comes to, we'll say, obstacles that have been very plentiful in your way, in your view, in your path, yeah, you may have huffed and gruff about it, but you didn't stop. You kept telling yourself that this was a bigger reason for why you're doing for what you have to do. And you made sure you became successful of that, meaning you took time to make yourself look and feel successful, however that resonates for you. They weren't expecting that. They thought that you was just going to watch this windmill just spin slowly, just spin and spin and spin. And to be honest, the way I'm spinning my head, yeah, it kind of feels like a small spin to change how you see the world, or to shift or to alter the way they wanted you to perceive the world or perceive themselves. This is all their skeletons here. They are so flabbergasted that their secrets are out, or that their skeletons are out. They don't understand how. They were digging a ditch for you. They were. That's the truth. They were attempting to dig a ditch for you. And the same ditch that they keep trying to dig for you had bones in it already. Because that's where they place their lies. That's why they have so much of it. Skeletons in their closet. How many bones you got in there? Goddamn, what you doing? Why you got all the bones in there? Oh, don't worry about that. They were so scared that they got caught, that they successfully got caught. They were so afraid of getting caught that they thought that if they take the risk was a win-win situation. Why? Because of the success of your failure. They seen you fail before and you got back up. They did, because they're the one that did it to you. They the one that put you in deficits, and every time they try to place you in the deficit or keep you in the deficit, you ended back up with a goddamn surplus. Look, and you just swinging and just going, keep going. Every time you go back, you just keep going. Every time you swing back, you going further. Every time you just keep coming right back into the surplus. And they looking like, what the f is this? How the hell is the collective doing this? Who's helping the collective? Why does it always, and it's good to have help. Don't get me wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But why is it that's the first thing that a person say when you are successful? Again, success is going to look different for everybody. So take it how it resonates, okay? You could be successfully happy. That's a thing. You could be successfully emotionally reserved or regulated. That's a thing. You could be successfully financially. Of course, that's a thing. So success can be in many different forms, okay? And you have success in many different forms. They don't understand that. What the fuck? What you mean? But I did that to da-da-da-da-da-da. This is how they're coming off. So they seen your success and they're trying to turn those success that they seen into failures. That's why they're coming so hard after you. You have something that they want, success, the success of you. They don't know how to successfully be them. You know how to be you. You're not afraid of your skeletons or your bones in your closet. You don't give a damn shit. You might even wear them heifers. Come on. Turn to a little style or something. I don't know. You will wear your bones. You will utilize the bones. You transmute it into something different. You changed up the concept of the bones. If that makes sense. Now you have a sturdy foundation of the same bones that were left behind. You use the bones to work for you and not against you. Basically, your past. You allowed your past to work for you, or you learned from your past to put you in the predicament or the situation that you're currently in. Hopefully it's in a positive way, of course. They were not expecting you to succeed. Why is it every time they try to make you fail, you come back up and succeed? This is what they don't understand. This is what bothers them. What are you doing? Stay still. Stop cooking. You know, you out here just cooking MFers, okay? Shoot. You out here cooking MFers. They can't stand your heat, boo. They can't stand your flavor. It's too hot. Too caliente. So they trying to figure out how to put out your taste, if that makes sense. Put out your fire. Put out your confidence. Put out your success, your determination. You're not supposed to have any of that. Ain't that something, child? The nerve of them. Child. This is what they think that you are. Seriously. They don't know what you are, what you is. I heard exactly like that. I don't know who that is. I heard it just like that. What the hell? Okay, well, this is what I heard. They don't know who you are. They don't. What are you? Don't say nothing. Don't say not a goddamn thing. Yeah. Look, see? They don't know who you are and they're trying to unlock you. They don't. They don't know who you are. That's why the failure would never be successful, because they don't know who you are. They don't. And to be honest, that is a big blessing in your disguise. What I'm hearing is that if they truly knew who you were and you gave them love, you gave them respect, tender care, and all that good stuff, you did. But if they truly, truly, truly understood the meaning of that, it probably, I'm going to be honest, this probably would have been a lot worse. I have to be honest. Like if they truly knew your capabilities of your success, meaning your success of happiness, your success of your emotions, your success of your finances, your success of just whatever makes you successful, it would have been a lot worse. I have to be 100% honest. It would have been. This was a blessing in disguise for you to be mysterious. Okay, what else? Yeah. See, the painting is here. They were trying to paint anything that they wanted, but because they had the lock, or they could not, the truth came out. Because they could no longer create stories or narratives. They couldn't figure you out. And because they couldn't figure you out, your failure is not, or you won't fail, basically, is what I'm saying. You'll be successful. They failed at being successful at failing you. Two different individuals. I'm talking about day in and day out. They researching you, looking you up, just trying to discover as many things as they can through the steps, provoking, distracting, withholding, misinformed. So if they provoke you, they receive information or they receive data. It's going to take time, but it's good time or good timing, and it replenishes their time to have more time with you to keep doing these things towards you. Then the next one would be is distracting. Now they're trying to distract you again from them provoking you. But they won't know unless they do it. So it kind of come off like you was like their little science project or something. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I do not. I don't like that shit at all. But we do have puzzle pieces, yeah. And they were constantly in the dark trying to put you together, but they could not. They never will. They still won't be able to. Yeah, that's stalking for sure. They still will never be able to figure you out. Baby. That's why the probability of them trying to cause some form of harm to you was very slim or very small. This is why they had to time it. Does that make sense? You see how everything's coming back full circle? And this is why they had to time what they were doing towards you here, because they had to be very sure and very certain that the success of your failure was a complete success. It would have been a big deal to them, if that makes sense. Like a really, really big deal. There's too many paintings on this thing. All they want to do is just paint your life. Just paint and paint and paint and create and create and create. That's all they want to do. That's all they want to do in your life, is just keep changing and not changing, editing. Because yet again, and I got to be careful with how I say that, you cannot change the truth. All they did was edit the truth to give them more time. Going back to my notes. Their survival depends on narrative distortion. Painting is a form of distortion as well. You can alter certain things, or you can alter paint or painting to look a certain way. So that could be a form of distortion. So their survival depends on narrative distortion. If reality threatens their self-image, reality gets edited. And reality, as we know it, is the truth. And they only can edit the truth. They can't change it. This person was completely trying to change you, completely, 100%. They tried everything possible because, again, the probability was very small for them to be successful in ensuring that you failed. Because if you failed, it's going to make them look like the big man or big woman on campus. That's why they kept trying to paint over or use, and this is figuratively speaking, they were trying to paint over the narrative or paint over the story or paint over the point of view, because they needed this. They needed your failure to be a success. You showed them something or some things that they could not wrap their mind around. Success. You showed them how it is or how it could be to be successful in a very healthy way. You did. Again, success is going to be different for everybody. But whichever lane of success that resonates with you, then yes. And whatever you showed this person at the time, they could not accept that because they never seen anyone do that thing that you did as successful as they ever seen before. If that makes sense. So you had these MFers perplexed. Like, where's Waldo? Yeah, you had him out here looking like, where's Waldo? What you mean? What you talking about, man? You can't do that. The hell you talking about? You can't be successful, truthfully. Well, why can't you? Who said you can't? They never tried it. So again, if you're unaware of something, you can't give a response on something that you never experienced. Please make this make sense. You ever been to the corner store on 8th Street? No, I ain't been there before. Oh, okay, but I heard it was bad. Well, how you going to tell me you ain't never been to the corner store on 8th Street? Well, then you going to still fix your face and tell me it's a bad store? How you know if you never been? Come on. They try to edit your reality. Not even edit, change. They try to change the truth of you. How can you change truth? You can edit it. You can shift it around. You can't change it. It was like they were trying to keep painting and repainting an inner story that does not connect to you, that doesn't resonate with you, you're not a liar, if that makes sense. You don't lie. You don't embody lies, if that makes sense. You don't create narratives. You don't create lies. But they keep proving to other people that you do. They watch you. They research you. They try to humble you. They try to start. They did everything possible to prove a point. And the point here that they had to prove by any means necessary, despite the small window they have, is that they would only become successful if you failed. That's it. That's all. The amount of calculation and intention behind this. This is the epitome of a stalker, an obsessive person, someone that want to be like you, someone that want to emulate you, someone that will walk in your shoe. They want to talk like you, dress like you, wear their hair like what the what the hell is this? "24 hours in the day. And this person consistently keep calling you unwell, insane." What? Do you know how deep down dark that is to do that to somebody? Do you understand how dark this is? This is dark. Ugh. I'm going to have to sage after this. This is dark. And they got the audacity to get mad at you because they can't learn you. They don't even know themselves. And I'm sure the ones that do this do watch me. Yes, I know that for a fact. I actually welcome them because I'm going to trigger them to the gristle. I mean what I say. If you're doing wrong and you come over here, baby, I'm going to grind you to the gristle. I mean that. Facts. And then be intentional behind the situation too, baby. Oh, you gotta get grinded to the gristle, boo. No, for real. They timed it. A windmill is slow. They timed it. And with the time, they brought their bones with them. I mean, what else can they bring with them? They can't bring truth? What is truth? They don't even know what it is. But they're bringing the lies with them, big bags of them. And throwing as much lies as they can at you, trying to get to truly change who you are. Literally, figuratively. Literally and figuratively, they're trying to change you. You can't change truth. If you are truthful to self, you can't be changed or moved, if that makes sense. You only can edit the lie. But where's the lie within you? Okay, here they come, provoke you. I didn't say that. That ain't true. Why you lying on me? Bingo. Now you see what they doing? Now you understand how they doing this MFer? They study you to see when is the correct moment in time to jump in and cause a defect or to cause a disarray or to cause a malfunction, something. Just to prove that they can successfully make you fail. So they create stumble blocks. They create blockages and all these things. And they sit down and intentionally observe you to see if their success of failure is working. But these are people they want. These type of individuals here. I'm gonna just keep it cute. I'm gonna keep it cute. The thing that's bothering me is that they're intentional. Intentional. They're intentional with this. That's the part that's bothersome. They are intentional. They are aware that they're doing it. For months, for days, for weeks, for years. That's intention, bruh. Strong intention, actionable intention. And they're wasting their potential on themselves to cause your life or to create a disaster or a demise for your life. And then blame you for why your life is not failing. Lord, child. They're intentional. And then come off as I didn't know what I was doing. What? You said what now? I didn't mean that. And you're looking at them like, yo, what? Oh my God, what is that? But mad at you because they can't figure you out. That was for your protection. And they still can't figure you out. And that's still for your protection. It played out in a way for you to see just how ravenous that some people can be or become. Some people are very greedy, very ravenous, very licorice, very gluttonous. It will take as much as they can from you. You were in a space at a time, or maybe still is, that you were once giving freely, and you cannot do that anymore. You can give, yeah, of course. Balance, though. And sometimes you can say, no, hell nah. Okay, yeah. Because the one that you normally, and just hear me out, all right, the ones that normally need the help, hear me out, okay. The ones that normally need the help, the ones in regards to who don't want to do the work, who don't want to do anything for themselves, but just expect for you to do everything for not only you, but for them. This is who I'm speaking about, okay? Okay. If they truly would have known who you were, baby, they would have ate you down to the bone. You hear me? To the bone. And it was like these experiences were given to you in a certain way for you to see how people act when you don't do certain things or when you did certain things. Because every time they try to do certain things from you, it was like they only could get certain reactions or certain circumstances from you if they provoked you. Now, when they didn't provoke you at all, you're like this, and they can't tell what's what. So they have to provoke you from time to time to see, okay, well, let's figure this person out. They don't never say anything. They don't never do anything. They just, if that makes sense. You didn't like your calmness. They didn't like your chillness, coolness, whatever, however, your reservedness, however it resonates. You was just, they don't like your calmness. We'll just say that. They don't like your calmness. Your calmness makes them very nervous or on the edge of their seats because they don't know how you're coming. You know how they're coming because they ass can't sit still. They like the goddamn Tasmanian devil. So yeah, yeah, of course. That's exactly what they are. Shit, I said it. Yeah, I said it. You always see how they coming, but at the time, maybe you weren't prepared to see how they were coming. See where the unawareness was in that small little space that they thought that they had enough probability to be successful at your failure. Ain't that something? I mean, they took their time. Do you hear me? They crafted this MFer up. They took their time crafting. Oh yeah, the collective going down. They took their time with it. Despite them not being able to see who you are. That's why it failed. Time reveals all. They used time. They used as much time as they could until there wasn't any more left. All they had was time, and they did not use their time wisely. They did not. And it shows that they did not. You did, and it shows. Now look at them in their goddamn head. Just swirling and swirling and boop, boop, boop. Just getting, baby. I mean, full on depression, full on crying, full on anguish, full on fear, desperateness, desperation. They don't know how to get out of this. They don't know how to get out of failure. They thought, stick with me, they don't know how to get out of failure. They thought that if they were successful at you failing, that's where their success would have been. That's what they thought. That's what they assumed. And that's what they thought was going to get them their success. This is sick. This is sick. What the hell? Look. Oh, I mean, hey. Look at the bridge, the raggedy bridge. They burnt the bridge. They broke down the bridge because they knew this is crazy. They knew once they crossed that bridge, they couldn't come back. So they burnt their bridges, or they destroyed the bridges to the point they can't come back. Now they truly are where they belong. They succeeded at failing. That's what they succeeded at. They succeeded at failures. That's their MO. Let me repeat that. They succeed at failures. But you're not a failure, though. That's the thing. They succeed at failures. You're not a failure. You never were. That's why they only had, if reality threatens their self-image, reality gets edited. That's why they tried to edit you as much as they could, and they could not. You are not a lie, if that makes sense. You don't embody lies. So this so-called plan or head game or mental space that they wanted to play, it was never going to work. It wasn't. Does that make sense? Their success only surrounded failures. That's it. So you're not going to fail? What the kind of question is that? Why does another person need another person to fail? What the for? We all, if that makes sense, everybody could be successful in your own right. What the hell's wrong with people? Because all their success were failures. Yes. If you ask them that question, I'm pretty sure they may just say verbatim failure, or they may say it in a way where it coincides or correlates or connects to failure. Whatever, reasoning or whatever experience they had. Thank you, Laura. Like, what the hell is this? Look at the time. They knew that they did not have any time or enough time, but they thought they did. Thank you. They only gained more time when they did certain things. Again, provoke you, distract you, withhold, misinform, destabilize you. That is a form of them getting more time to continue to do the same thing over and over and over. And the more time they get to do the same thing over and over and over and over to you, eventually they'll wear you down, which is what they want. The last part of the whole steps of this hierarchy of it is to observe you, but only to observe after destroying you, or after putting you in a deficit, or after putting you in a space of demise. This is where they wanted you to be. They wanted you to be also successful at failures, but you're not a failure. You're not a failure. Yeah, you may have failed, but that doesn't make you a failure at all. Big difference. Big difference. And they don't understand the difference between failed and failure. They don't. Same sounding like word, but both different definitions. Two different definitions that they can't understand. It can exist in the way that it do. They ran out of time for you to fail like them. Ain't that something? So instead of them worrying about themselves and get themselves together, they're putting all their time and effort for you to fail because they failed. Man, get the fuck out of here. Yes, they did. B2 states on YouTube, they master taking L's 100%. They sure did. Because it's like, what? Baby. Ew. Success of fails. That's crazy. I gotta make that into a post when I get off of here. Damn. Even then they doing it in the dark. Man. So Ivy states on Instagram, if everyone is a failure, there's no society. Well, yeah, yes, I do agree. I do agree. But failing, so failure means the end. Failure is done. It's, oh, you know what? Hold on. Give me a sec. Let me get the etymology. Hold on. Okay, so failure, the etymology of the word failure is a failing deficiency. So a failing or deficiency, be lacking, not succeed. That's failure. Let's look up fail or failed. Okay, be unsuccessful in accomplishing a purpose, also cease to exist or to function, come to an end. So fail is a come to an end. Failure is just a deficiency, meaning it can still be changed or shifted into something. That's the difference. Even though something was failed at hand, you're still giving another opportunity to fix the issue or the situation. And they could not see it in that way because, yet again, their success were nothing but failures. And they have amassed so much failures that it has turned into something that they just can't seem to get out of, failing. So when they see you came along and you were succeeding, you had some failures, you did, but you corrected it. Your failures are not the truth of you, that makes sense? Or your failures are not the lies of you. Yes, you may have failed, but that's not like your final destination, or you don't allow your failures to define you. So it happened, but it's like, yeah, that happened. You accepted it for what it is, despite what it is. And this is what they can't do. This is why they did everything possible to ensure you're like them. You failed like them. Thank you, boo. Thank y'all for the gifts. Thank y'all. Does that make sense? I don't know. This is giving me like lust energy. They also may have failed at that. They failed at lustful energy, or they succumbed to lustful energy. They thought by them being in lustful energy, it was going to get them time to do what they wanted to do towards you. This is specifically for the ones that may have had an intimate connection with someone from the past or currently. So take that out. It resonates, of course. But lust is here, so that's what we're speaking about currently. So there was someone, for whoever resonates, that was very lustful towards you. And they utilized this lust as a form of time, or we'll say energy or currency, to kind of get more time to do these things towards you. It's like a repetitive cycle of disaster, or a repetitive cycle of just destruction is basically what it is. I need more time to destroy you. I need more time to hurt you. I need more time to make you feel like this and to make you feel like that. If that makes sense. And the more they thought that they were getting closer and closer and closer to destroying you or breaking you down, is the moment that they would have felt successful in your failure. This is really odd, but yeah, they were a fanatic about your drip, about your swag, about who you were. You could be a man or a woman. Drip is just basically the energy that you carry, the swag of your success, if that makes sense. They were obsessed over you. Serious swag or your vibes, you're stylish, you turn heads, you're magnetic, inner richness, status, and substance. So they were very obsessive over who you were. There's always the question, why do they get everything? Why are they always succeeding at stuff? Why does all the good things happening to you, meaning the collective? Because you rise above resentment. Look at the sun. You could be a Leo. You shine so goddamn bright. What's wrong with that? Why you can't shine bright? I mean, I don't get it. I get it, but you know, why they won't give you a chance unless you do your damn thing and you show them how to do the damn thing? They, you're big like the sun. You deserve to be shown. You deserve to be celebrated. You deserve to be loved. You don't need a permission slip for that. Hell nah. You do not need a permission slip to be great. They want to be, they want you to have a permission slip with them because they're in too deep. The moment that you say no, the moment that you snap out of it, or the moment that you are aware, the moment you're going to snatch everything back that they have taken from you. And they can't have that. Yeah, because they no longer will be able to copy you at all. They can't helicopter around you. They're jealous of your handsomeness or your beauty. Take it how it resonates. Helicopter is in reverse, meaning they can't hover over you. They can't demonize you. They can't do anything that they wanted to do towards you. They can't. So to be honest, they prove their own point. Once again, their success, they are successful at failing. They are successful at failures. That's what they are. That's what they're into. And it shows in the actions that they make. This is not y'all fault. You don't put people in a position to fail. You put them in a position to succeed. They don't understand that. So because they don't understand it, they have to destroy it. Did that make sense? They have to break it down. They don't understand you. What do you mean you do that? What do you mean? Man, ain't nobody doing that like that. Yeah, man, stop lying. What are you talking about? That's the truth. Man, you always lying. Here's the truth. Here's the truth. Man, get out of here. Okay. Okay. Now they exposed. Now what? They exposed by their burdens. I can't do. We have Jolene. Someone is trying to take your mate, begging them to leave your partner alone, desperation, unworthy attention. So someone could be a Jolene. Okay. Oh, they have Jolene ways, which made them exposed because they're burdened that they can't use their lustful ways to get ahead of the game. They don't know how to succeed, which is why they do what they can to stay ahead of the curve by always engineering a ploy, a plot, a plan, some kind of an obstacle, some kind of an obstruction, some kind of something. That's the only way they felt comfortable in their success of failures, is when another person fails too, which is sad. Oh, that's not that bad. Oh, okay. They failed. Oh, yes. It's like, what? Crazy. It's crazy. sad. NPC closeted. A closeted NPC. Like what? A closeted NPC? They don't want you to know. Man. What's that? Criminal record? They're going to have a criminal record after this. If they have not, they will. They thought that they couldn't be touched digitally, but they can. And this is going to cause them to sink or swim. They thought they were safe behind a computer. Okay. They thought they were, but okay, whatever. You just gotta let people be. Taking out the trash or cleaning house is what you did or have done. This doesn't look good for them. They stressed out. They did all that work. Now they stressed out. They did all that work. Now they stressed out because they got caught. Not for the work they done, not for the type of work they had tried to push on to you, but because they got caught. Hey, y'all telling me there's no intentions in regards to how this person tried to operate behind your back? Anxiety. Oh. They don't want you to know that something's off with them, but then they proceed to do things to show you that something's off with them. Now they're shocked that you see that something's off with them. Now they have anxiety. Now they're stressed out. They engineered your failure so they can feel successful. Do you know how much time that shit takes? For a person to even think of something in that way? You said, what now? You gonna do what? And this is how people are gonna look at them. Praying about is in reverse, untrustworthy is upright. These individuals, other people don't respect this person or group of people, however it resonates. They're broken mentally, spiritually, psychologically, financially. They broken all over. Yeah, emotionally exhausted, and they're depressed. They're sick off of your success. You're sick over your success. Like literally sick. And I'm sitting there just typing and researching, going through all my peer reviews, and I'm checking. And I'm like, I can't find nothing on this. That's what took me so long to get on live earlier. Literally sick. So is jealousy an illness then? Is envy an illness? Thank you, Miss Pope. They are insanely jealous. So in what I've stated to you guys within the last maybe 2 hours soon, hour and a half or so, would you consider jealousy and envy a sickness then? They're sick off your success. They're jealous of your success. They're envy of your success. So is jealousy and envy a sickness? I'm going to write that down. I'm going to come back to y'all. Miss Pope, thank you, boo. Oh, that's going to be a good topic for tomorrow. For sure. I got class tonight. Dang it. Yeah. Suffering in silence. Karma. They burnt out. Suffering in silence and karma. Jealousy. Jealousy. Whew. Jealousy really harms. Envy really harms. And they're doing nothing but harming themselves with the envy and jealousy that they have within themselves. They don't even realize they're making themselves sick by being sick over your success. That's what they fear the most. Low self-esteem. A fake empress, however it resonates. Black magic. A rival, but it's not a rival. It's a one-sided competition. You're welcome. It's a one-sided competition. It's a dreams come true, devil in the sky. So the devil in the sky's dreams came true. Is a frenemy, take it how it resonates. That's very irresponsible. There's a frenemy here. That's very irresponsible. Oh, it's too many cards. Let's see if any signs come out. Angels are here. What about the angels? Illegal activity. So they came in as if they were peaceful, angelic-like. But in the way that they proceeded towards you, we'll say is very illegal. They shouldn't have done that. The activity that they decided to utilize towards you, it wasn't in their best interest. Could be a toxic family. Here you go. Look, narcissist. There they go. There they go. Or you could be the angelic person, the nurturing person, the loving person, whether you're a man or a woman. But they didn't like the fact that you were very different than them. That's what, well, yeah, they had trust issues because you were better than them. Not in a cocky way. You're better than them because you did better than them. Because you want better for yourself. So if two people are starting at the same time, at the same line, in the same space in life, and 5 years go by and you decided to do something different, change or shift the way things are, however it resonates for you, of course you're going to change. Of course you're not going to look like the same person you were 5 years ago. That's what you did. How are you being penalized for wanting better for yourself, being better for self, and then actually coming out better? Am I missing something here? It's not cockiness. It's confidence. Where's the cockiness in that? For wanting better for yourself is a cocky thing to say? Because this is how they perceive it. Or preface it, preface it. Oh, they think they better than us. Yes. And don't be afraid to say yes. I am. Yeah, see, I told you, I took the time to better myself. So yes, I'm better because I better myself. What the hell? Yeah. What is going on? We got fake emperor, take it how it resonates. You got competition. Whatever. Competition. A bully want to what? How they want to compete with? Whatever. You got a bully here that's trying to compete with you. Whatever. Just whatever. Belong to the streets. Witchcraft, freaked out. Their spell work is not working. It's backfired. Well, should never been throwing it. Could be a Virgo. Take it how it resonates. Money is not coming to this Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter sign. Take it how it resonates. Yeah, they fake, rich, and a liar. So either toxic family or friend, however it resonates. That's who this is here. Could be a lover too, secret lover. Again, however it resonates. It ain't looking too good. They're homeless. They're dangerously homeless, or they're in a dangerous space. If that makes sense. Sneaky is here. So they don't want people to know that they're homeless. They're sneaking about it. They have a lot of uncouth ways, unkempt ways. Yeah, intuition is shot. They can't take anything from you. Cheated, they lost. So cheaters in reverse, thief is in reverse, intuitive. Yeah, so however it resonates. Sucks to be them, child. We got Libra. You could be, they could be. However it resonates. We have Sagittarius. You could be or they could be. We have Leo. You could be, they could be. Pisces. You could be, they could be. Scorpio. You could be or they could be. Pisces. Capricorn. Ooh, I'll say Pisces too. But I meant Capricorn. Capricorn or Pisces, okay? Capricorn or Pisces. Gemini. And Virgo. So if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for being here. You truly appreciate it. Don't forget to grab this copy of this book, Wisdom Beyond Wounds, readily available for purchase on Amazon. For all that has supported me on my authorship journey, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much for your immense support. It is truly appreciated. If you would like to join us in the Wisdom Beyond Wounds group, that is on Facebook. Okay, we dive deeper into the shadow parts. If you are interested, you're more than welcome to come. You just have to do your share, do your work when it comes to learning who you are at the core. Also, if you would like to sign up for the workshop, it starts on the 8th and I'm closing it on the 7th. So you have the 3rd. You have 5 days left, or 4 days. You have 4 days left. So if you want to get in, make sure you do. All right. So yes, thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate you guys. Until the next one, you are here to thrive and not survive. Okay? Love to you guys. Mwah. Take care. See you later. Thank you. See y'all later. Mwah. Take care.